Hello everyone and welcome to the course. I'm very much excited to have you learn with me in this course on Adobe Illustrator. Now in this lecture, we're going to be learning about the interface and the tools of Adobe Illustrator. We are simply going to be brushing our knowledge because this is not a beginner course. Okay, this is not a beginner course, so we are not going to be learning very basic things. This course is meant for intermediate and advanced learners, and it's more of a build up to the beginner course we have on Adobe Illustrator. If you're coming from that course, then you're going to find most of the things we'll be covering in this lecture familiar, okay, because we covered them in the beginner course. So it's basically the interface and the tools of Adobe Illustrator. If you're not coming from that course, it's still fine. You can continue with the course as far as you have some basic knowledge of Adobe Illustrator, okay? If not, I will advise you to go and take that course. That's the one for the very basic learners, okay? That's people who are very new to Adobe Illustrator, okay? So I'm going to kind of assume that all of us taking this course have kind of a beginner knowledge of Adobe Illustrator, kind of a basic, very basic knowledge of Adobe Illustrator, okay? So in order to start now, I'm going to create a new document like usual, okay? Now, whenever you open Adobe Illustrator, this is the first interface you see, okay? With here having some presets which you can choose from, with here having you being able to create a new document, open an existing document, and then you seeing your previous works here, okay? Your previous works here. So what am I going to do now? I'm just going to, let's say, create a new document, okay? And then I'm just going to choose this common. I'm going to choose this one, this common, okay? Now the size is 1366 pixels by 768 pixels, okay? And then the color mode is RGB. Okay, we have RGB, we have CMYK. The color mode is RGB, and then I'm just going to click create, and this is now our file. Okay, this is the artboard, and then this is the artboard, of course, created in the size we've selected. Now I'm just going to, of course, brush through the whole thing because I'm assuming you have a beginner knowledge of what Adobe Illustrator is, okay, of Adobe Illustrator. So of course, this is the file where you create a new document, or you open an existing document, you save as, you place. That's basically importing. Then you export and do a whole lot of things. We have edit, we have objects. Okay, these are just the menus. Okay, so this is the menu bar, and then we have here, which is the Windows menu. Now in the Windows menu, of course, we know that the Windows menu takes care of the panels of the interface, okay, and then the workspace of the interface. So we can kind of activate panels here. We can kind of, that's panels being features, okay, we can kind of activate them and deactivate them, and we can kind of choose from workspaces, okay. So when we come to workspace, for example, we have the essential, and it's going to just edit the workspace to the essential, okay. Then we have the automation, we have the layout, we have the painting, for example. Now this is what we get with the painting, okay. It activates the brushes, the stroke, the symbol, and many other panels, the color panel, the color guide tool, and so on and so forth. And then we have the properties here. We have properties here, okay. And we also have a properties panel. For example, if we come on Windows and we choose Workspace and then Essentials Classic, we are going to see the properties panel here, okay. Your Essentials Classic would probably have libraries here, okay. So in order to make mine just like yours, I can just come in Windows and reset Essentials Classic. So it's going to take it to the initial way it was. What I did was I had to just remove these libraries, and then I brought layers to this point, okay, to this place, okay, so that I have layers here instead of libraries. So you have to note that whatever you create, or you select rather, on your workspace, you're going to have properties relating to what you've selected. If we don't have any selection, we're going to have properties related to our artboard. Okay, our artboard. Now, so now we have new selection. There is the document units, which are in pixels. Okay, we can have them in points, in picas, in inches, in feet, and so on and so forth. And then we have the number of artboards, which is 1. We can have multiple artboards. We can edit the artboard. Okay, and it's going to select the artboard tool here, which we can use to move, to resize our artboard, to kind of duplicate. We can just hold Alt and kind of duplicate the artboard to have a copy. Okay, so that when we now come, we see that we have 2 artboards here. Okay, so we have the number of artboards. We can select artboard 1, we can select artboard 2 here. Okay, and then we can edit them. Okay, and we can kind of navigate between them using these icons here, these buttons here. Now, of course, we have the rulers and grids, we have the guides, the snap options, and so on and so forth. I'm assuming you, in one time or the other, have come in contact with these options, so going through them again and again and again will not be needed. Okay, so that's it for the windows. Now we have many other panels. We have many other features in Adobe Illustrator which we can activate here. Okay, which we can activate here. For example, let's say the brushes. Okay, some of them are just docked here, and then when we click on them, we have them opened like this. Okay, we have the color, then the color guide. We have the swatches, we have the brushes, the symbols, we have the stroke, we have the gradient, the transparency, then we have the appearance panel, we have the graphics styles, then we have other ones like the asset export, the artboards. Okay, then we have this other one which says comments. Okay, but to me, I'm not going to be using it, kind of, so it's kind of just unuseful for me. Yeah, these are some of the panels we'll be working with, and of course we are going to be working with a lot of other panels in the future. Okay, so let's come to tools. Let's come to tools. By your left hand side, of course, we have the tools in Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so there are a lot of tools in Adobe Illustrator, and we looked at a lot of them in the beginner course. Okay, and of course, if you have some sort of experience with Adobe Illustrator, you definitely have used a number of tools, a lot of tools. Okay, you definitely have used tools, so I'm very sure you know what tools are. Tools are used to do things. Okay, so like this, the selection tool, we use it to select our objects, okay, and kind of move them around in the work area. Okay, so we kind of move them around in the work area. We have the direct selection tool, which is used to select points. So you can select the point and you can move the point. Okay, we can use the curve, the edge curve tool here or icon here, and just kind of edit the angle or the curveness of the angle. Okay, you can use this tool to select the anchor point. Now, when you come here to this point, you see edit toolbar. Okay, so now we have here opened, and we can see all our toolbars here. Now all of them are activated. That's why you see them in this kind of gray faded out style. Okay, so all of them are activated. Why is that? Because we are in the advanced toolbar setting. Okay, so this is the advanced toolbar setting where all the toolbars are activated. When you come to basic, we just have a few of them. So we can see some of them are activated, some of them are not activated. Okay, so that's basic and advanced toolbars. And we can also kind of create our toolbars. Okay, so we can have a new toolbar, then we can call it my toolbar. And then okay, now we then have our toolbar here, our new toolbar here. Now we can now add tools to our toolbar. Let's assume we are drawing and then we have specific tools which we want to use. Okay, which we want to use. So let's say we have this guy, we just drag it here. Okay, you can see that now it's now grayed out. We have this guy, which is a direct selection tool. You can drag it there, or we can kind of just drag it on here in order to kind of create this kind of drop down menu where you can select between the two of them. Okay, so that's one thing we can do. So we have other tools here which we can add to this toolbar. Okay, we also have this icon here where we can choose basic, advanced, new toolbar, and so on and so forth, and then manage toolbars, right? But what I am interested in doing is adding more tools to my toolbar, my new toolbar. So I'm just going to add this guy here, add this guy here, maybe add this guy. I'm just doing this to demonstrate for you. So you can add more tools to my toolbar. Okay, and then of course we have them in categories. We have the selection tools, okay, then we have the draw tools, we have the type tools, we have the paint tools, we have the modify tools, we have the navigate tools. Okay, so these tools are the navigate tools will help you navigate around your workspace, and then the type tool will help you in creating types. Okay, that's your fonting and your styling and your typing. Okay, and then we have the paint tools which will help you in painting, and then we have the modify tools which will basically modify the shape. Okay, we have the selection tool which will of course select colors, select objects, and then we have the draw tools which will draw out shapes, right, and objects. Now here is now our new toolbar. So let's just come here, Windows, and then come to toolbars. Now let's click on advanced. Now when we click on advanced, we see that this guy is now out. We've deactivated the advanced. Now we can just take this guy, which is our new toolbar, and then dock it here, and now we have our toolbar, our custom toolbar, right? So we can just use our custom toolbar to kind of create our drawings or whatever we want to create, to use it in creating what we want to create. Okay, and then we have this one for the artboard, we have this one for the star tool, we have this guy, we can delete points and so on and so forth. That's with our custom toolbar. So we can just drag it out and maybe delete it. Come to file, toolbars, and then advanced. And we can also come and manage our toolbars. Okay, we can delete our toolbars. We can select the toolbar here, the custom ones, delete. We can select them, delete. We can add new toolbars. We can add, keep adding, and we can delete. Okay, we can OK, which will save our changes. Then we can cancel. Okay, so that's it about managing our toolbars and creating new toolbars. Now let's just have a roundup of our tools here. Okay, we have the selection tool, we have the direct selection tool, you know what they do. We have the group selection tool, we select the groups. We have this guy, which is the magic wand tool. It's also a selection tool. It selects objects with similar colors. So let's assume we have this guy with red, this guy with red, then let's see, we have this other guy. Okay, so when we select this guy here and come on, click here, we see that we're selecting the ones with similar colors. So that's the use of this toolbar, so this tool here. Now we have other tools. We are not going to go through all of them in this video. Okay, there are too many tools, and yeah, you get, we're just going to go through the important ones. And of course, as we use them, as we advance in the course, we are going to look at quite a number of them, quite a lot of them. Okay, and then of course, if you want to learn how to use all the tools in details, you can check out the basic course on Adobe Illustrator. And then we have the pen tool. Now this tool is used to create drawings, right? It's a pen tool, it's a pen. Okay, so you can just click and it creates a point. Click and it creates a point. You can click and drag and it turns your point to a curve, okay, and gives its handles. So when we click this direct selection tool and come and select some of this curved point, we can see handles here. Now these handles can be used, of course, to edit the curvature of your curves. Okay, we have other tools under the pen tool. We have the add anchor points tool, which is used to add points. Okay, you can see that we're adding points now to our shape. Okay, and we can move these points, we can turn them to curves and do a whole lot of things. We have the delete anchor points tool, which is used to delete anchor points. Okay, then we have the anchor points tool, which is used to turn an angular anchor point into a curved anchor point like this, or a curved one into an angular one like this. Okay, and then we have the curvature tool, which is used to draw curves or draw shapes. Okay, draw curved shapes. So we can click here, click here, click here, click here, click here. We can see that we are creating a curved shape, and when we double click, it creates a point. Double click creates a point. Double click creates a point. But when you click once and drag, it creates a curved shape. Here, so delete. And I'm just going to delete one artboard here. So come on, edit, select the copy and delete. Now we have other tools here. We have, of course, the pen tool, or the type tool rather, which is used to create types. Okay, if you can click and then create. We are going to look at types in a separate video. Okay, we have other type tools here. We have the line tool, the line segment tool. We have the arc tool, we have the spiral tool, we have the rectangular grid tool, we have the polar grid tool. We're going to look at all of this, of course. So they are just used to create what the CD create. Okay, so for this guy, it's the line segment tool. We just used it to create a line segment here. We have the arc tool, which you just used to create an arc. Okay, then we have the spiral tool, which is used to create a spiral. We have the rectangular grid tool, which is used to create a rectangular grid. Okay, we have the polar grid tool, which is used to create a polar grid. Okay, now we have the shape tools. We have the rectangle tool, we have the rounded rectangle tool, the ellipse tool, the polygon tool, the star tool, the flare tool. Okay, so I'm very sure you know what all these tools are used for. Now we have the brush tool and we have the blob tool. Okay, brush tools is used to create drawings like this. Okay, to just paint, just like using a brush. And the blob tool is also a brush tool, just that it works in a separate way. We're going to be looking at this tool later on. And then we have the shape tool, the shaper tool, the pencil tool. Okay, we have this pencil tool. Then we have the shaper tool, which kinds of shapes. Okay, the shaper tool kind of creates custom shapes for us. Okay, so we can just do this and create a square. We can do this, create this. We can do this and create an ellipse, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's what this tool does. That's the shaper tool. And then we have the pencil tool, which we've used here to create this drawing. And then we have the smooth tool, which kind of smooths our drawing. Okay, smooths our drawing, smooths it out. Okay, then we have the eraser tool, which kind of erases our drawing. Okay, just like this. Then we have the join tool, which kind of joins 2 points. The 2 joints. Let's say we have this guy here and we have another one close. When you select both of them and select the join tool, you can now join them like this. Okay, and then yeah, we have the eraser tool, the scissors tool, the knife tool. All these tools are used to erase, okay, or to cut. Okay, this guy, for the scissors tool, we have to just come and cut, and you can see that when we delete, we now have a segment of it like this. You have the knife tool. It's also used to cut out things. We have the rotate tool, the reflect tool. The rotate tool is used to rotate, just like the name implies. You come and then rotate. You can do it like this and then kind of rotate. And then the reflect tool is also used to reflect. Okay, that's flip. And all of these things we can actually do them by right clicking and then going to transform, and we have move, rotate, reflect, scale, and share, and transform each, which will enable us to do the whole thing. That's scale and move and rotate and do all that transform stuff. And we have this guy, which is the scale, the share, the reshape. We have the width tools, which is used to kind of do stuff like this. Sorry, so we select this guy, and where is it? This is the width tool. We can use it to kind of do stuff like this. Okay, what's happening? So we have you like this. The width tool enables us kind of increase the width of our shape like this. Okay, so it helps us do stuff like this. We kind of edit the profiling of our stuff. So that's what the width tool does. I have other tools here. We have the wrap tool, the twirl tool, which does stuff like this. It kind of distorts our shape. Okay, like this. Let's just draw a normal shape and see. Let's draw a rectangle and give it no stroke and give it a yellow color, a yellow feel. Then come and select this tool here. Now you see this is what the twirl tool does, and all of these tools kind of distort our shape in certain ways. Now we have this one, the free transform tool, the puppet tool. All of them kind of transform our tool or our shape in certain ways. The puppet tool helps us in kind of distorting our form in some certain ways by putting joints on them, on separate parts of the shape. We have the shape builder tool, which kind of helps us build our shape, maybe like this. Okay, kind of connect two shapes together or subtract them. Okay, we're going to be looking at all of this in details, each of these in details. That's when we start handling the project as a whole. I just want to refresh your mind about these tools in this lecture. Okay, so that's it for the shape builder tool. We have the live paint bucket tool, we have the live paint tool, and we have the perspective tool, which is used to create perspectives. Okay, then we have the mesh tool, which is used to create meshes. Okay, and with these meshes you can now kind of create gradient meshes. Okay, now these gradient meshes you can select points and give it a whole different color. Okay, like this. Maybe give this guy a blue color, and this is what we now have. Okay, select this guy and then give it this shade of blue. This is what we now have. So that's the use of this mesh tool. Okay, and of course if you are coming from the other course, again you know all of these tools. We created several projects with these tools, so this should not be a problem for you. This is just kind of a refresh to your existing knowledge. We have the gradient tool. Okay, gradient tool helps us create gradients and edit our gradients. We have the eyedropper tool, which helps us kind of choose colors from existing colors. So we can select the guy here, select the eyedropper tool, and then just kind of select other shapes or other colors around, and it's going to adapt to what we've selected. We have the blend tool, which helps us blend between shapes. Okay, let's just give this guy blue color, so we can now use the blend tool to select the blend tool, select this guy, and as you can see we have blended these three shapes together. Okay, we have other tools here like the symbol spray tool, which sprays symbols. We have the column graph tool, which creates graphs. We have a whole lot of them here. And then we have the artboard tool, of course, which we've looked at. We have this other one, the slice tool, the size selection tool. We have the hand tool, which is used to navigate around like this. We have the zoom tool, which is used to zoom in and zoom out. Okay, so this is just a refresh to your memory again once more, and in the subsequent lectures we're going to, like I said, work with these individual tools and learn very advanced ways of doing things with them. Okay, and with this we've come to the end of this lecture on tools in Adobe Illustrator. See you in the next one. Bye bye.